my name is Olga Veldman. I'm one of the co-founders of the African Community Education Program. I was going to talk a little bit about how this all started. We officially formed the organization in 2006, but it all started when I was a first-year medical student at the University of Massachusetts, and I had an assignment to work for 2 weeks with immigrant populations and who were primarily refugees coming in from a couple of African countries, mostly Liberia and Somalia at the time. And in working with the families, I noticed that a lot of the kids were struggling in school and were not able to do their homework. And in talking a little bit longer with the families, I realized that prior to coming to the U.S., they didn't really have a lot of opportunity to attend school. So initially there was a group of medical students who came together and did some one-on-one tutoring with some of the families that we had met on these home visits. At the same time, I met Casca Yao, who was just starting to work at Catholic Charities in the Department of Refugee Assistance. And we started working together on bringing families from different parts of Worcester in for tutoring. And Casca, being from the Liberian community, was able to bring a lot of kids who he knew had needs for tutoring and help with educational needs. And the more we worked and expanded and tried to recruit and involve a lot more and more medical students, we realized that the needs were really much bigger than what we were able to do with 1 hour a week of one-on-one tutoring and homework help, that there was really a gap in education that was so big that kids really needed specific class time for forming a foundation that they never really received, that is usually given in elementary and middle school. So the idea of starting a Saturday school came up, and we decided to talk to community members because that was a big endeavor, and brought various community leaders to a round table and talked about the needs and their dreams and their wishes for the young generation. And through all these meetings, the idea of forming an organization, a nonprofit organization, came up with the sole purpose of providing remedial education, educational services and support, primarily for refugee kids or immigrants with significant gaps in education. But since then, we have grown and expanded, and now try to do more of a big picture approach to also reach out to families and do family support and outreach, as we have found that all of this is interconnected and much needed, and that without a healthy family, it's very difficult for the children to succeed in the school system. I remember all the students in the beginning of the program when we were first starting. There was about 20 of them, and they were mostly from Liberia and Somalia a little bit. And, many of them were struggling a lot with school. The majority had never been to school before they came to this country. Some have had very limited education moving around the refugee camp. And they, especially the Liberian students, they all spoke English, but it was sometimes English that I couldn't understand, because it wasn't really American English, it was Liberian English. And I remember our kids were often making fun of me that I really didn't understand English because they spoke English, and how could I not understand what they were saying? And we had a lot of really fun times learning from each other and growing from this experience. And many of them have achieved so much in these 6 years. They are all in school. A number of them have graduated from high school, moved on to college. The kids who were learning multiplication and learning how to read English 6 years ago are now studying in college, and it is absolutely incredible to see the amount of success that they have achieved really through very hard work and determination, and believing that they can really make a difference in their lives. And that's probably the most satisfying experience.
The program while I was attending school at Assumption College. I was doing some community service there and found out about ACE through a website. I was looking online to work with the African community after I studied abroad in South Africa. And then I found this program, the ACE program, and I met Casca, and he offered to let me come and volunteer as a tutor. They had a lot of college volunteers at the time. And I just got really involved. I loved working with the kids. I realized that there was a lot of kids that needed some more help. And when I graduated, they were able to offer me a job. So I've been working with ACE since 2008, and right now my title is Program Director. I do a lot of the overall coordination and management of the program, and helping to run the Saturday program and the weekday programs.
Okay. Can you tell me more about the Saturday program?
Sure. The Saturday program runs every week throughout the school year from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. And we offer classes in the morning where students learn about math and English through projects that they're doing as groups in their class. And after the project class in the morning, everybody has lunch. We do African chicken and rice every week. And then in the afternoons, we also have group mentoring classes that we call Express Yourself, where students talk about issues that are going on in their lives. Could be anything from bullying and violence that they're seeing in schools to some of the pressures of being a teenager, or just the challenges that they face while they're kind of transitioning to the school system here in the U.S. after they just came from Africa. So that's the Express Yourself class. It's a group mentoring. They're with students who are the same age, the same gender, and there's an adult facilitator in there helping to lead the discussions. And then students also get to choose one activity period. So for the activities, we offer African dance, soccer, basketball, and cooking and computer classes this year. So they just choose one, and we'll place them into class based on that.
Okay. I also heard there's an after-school program. Can you explain more about that?
Definitely. So on Monday through Thursday, our program's open from 3 to 6 after school for kids to come in and get help with their homework. We have tutors from the colleges. We work with all of the local colleges, Holy Cross, Clark University, Assumption College, WPI. We've had students from Becker, and right now we have a big group from the Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. So a lot of the college volunteers and some local community members come in and they work as tutors. So students can drop in if they have homework, if they need to study, if they need to get on a computer and type up a report for school, anything like that, they can drop in during 3 to 6, Monday through Thursday, and get help with their projects and their schoolwork.
Okay. Since you have been working at this program, have you learned anything from the kids?
I think I've learned more from the kids than the kids have learned from me, probably. Some of the things I've learned is just that, no matter what you've been through or how hard it is, if you have a good attitude and you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish. I'm continually amazed at all the accomplishments that we see from our students. Every year we have a group that's graduating, and